This is Act 4, Scene 1 of Julius Caesar. Now, it's going to get a little bit tricky here because we're going to see a lot of new characters, but at the beginning of Act 4, we have the rise of the second triumvirate. You remember that a triumvirate is just three people who are military savvy and in power. So this is who we are looking at the beginning of Act 4. We have Antony, we have Lepidus, and we have Octavius. They are preparing to battle against the conspirators so that they can be in charge of Rome. Now, you're going to see Antony kind of show his true colors. He's not necessarily a bad guy, but he is a tricky guy. He's going to want to change the will. He's going to want to basically use Lepidus as a tool. He does not like Lepidus, so let's just kind of see what he thinks.
They then shall die, their names are pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus.
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition, Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
They shall not live. Look, there's a spot I damn you. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge in legacies.
Okay, so the three men of the triumvirate are sitting around looking at a list of names, deciding who they have to kill in order to be in power. And he says, with a spot I damn him, that means he put a little dot next to the person's name, and that means they're going to kill him. Then Antony says, go fetch the will. We need to figure out how we can change it so that we can get some money. They're needing to fund a war. Antony just told the whole crowd that Caesar left all of his belongings to the people, and Antony needs money for the war. So he's going to try to figure out how he can change the will so that they can afford to fight.
What, shall I find you here?
Or at the Capitol.
This is a slight, unmeritable man. We meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought him and took his voice, who should be pricked to die in our black sentence and proscription?
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honors on this man to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them and sweat under the business, either led or driven, as we point the way. And having brought our treasure where we will, then take we down his load and turn him off like to the empty ass, to shake his ears and graze in commons.
Okay, so at this point we see what Mark Antony really thinks of Lepidus. He does not like him. He doesn't think he's smart. He doesn't really think he deserves to be part of the triumvirate, but he uses Lepidus as basically Lepidus will be able to split the blame, split the punishment if they do end up going down for what they've done. Octavius, who is a bit younger, Antony says this when he says, I've seen more days than you. Octavius tries to defend Lepidus. He says, well, you thought that Lepidus was worthy enough to decide who will die. Antony will begin to compare Lepidus to a donkey. He just carries the load. He's kind of the muscles. He doesn't really have the brain. He's the brute. Antony will compare him to a horse who's being led. He really thinks very lowly of Lepidus.
You may do your will, but he's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to wind, to stop, to run directly on. His corporal motion, governed by my spirit, and in some taste, is Lepidus but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth. A barren-spirited fellow, one that feeds on objects, arts, and imitations, which out of use and staled by other men, begin his fashion. Do not talk of him, but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretched, and let us presently go sit in council how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answer it.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and bait about with many enemies.
All right, so they leave to go plan. In the next scene, we will pan our camera angle over to the conspirators and see how they're doing, see if they're doing any better than the triumvirate.